So last night's Raptors-Cavaliers game was a little bit of a glass half empty, glass half full extravaganza, basically. Both teams could walk away feeling a whole bunch of different ways. But here's the one thing that was indisputable. Having LeBron James on your team is such a tremendous advantage, it just kind of smothers everything else.
All right, LeBron.
Hot take, right? Nice. You can be this Raptors squad and score 79 points in a half, something that had only happened once before in the franchise's 23-year history. And it's still not good enough when LeBron can finish with 35 points, 17 assists, and no turnovers. 17 assists. No turnovers.
Man, boss.
That is something no forward had done in the 40 years since the NBA had first started tracking turnovers, which makes that whole Raptors 23-year stat just look adorable, doesn't it? By the end of the night, LeBron had scored or assisted on 80 of the Cavs' 132 points, which is insane. But as usual, the film is even more impressive than the numbers. Take a look at this dunk. He had to give the Cavs a lead less than 4 minutes to go.
Terrible help defense.
Look at the overhead angle on this. I watched this like 6 times. LeBron also smoothly nailed his end-of-game free throws, which anyone who watched the Thunder play the other day knows this is never a sure thing. But really, this was a night when LeBron's passing outshone it all. LeBron has always prided himself on being more magic than Michael, and frankly, his court vision is even better, and his passing is more precise. And the fact that he has a near photographic memory makes him just deadly. This was probably the play of the game, right? LeBron finding Kevin Love in the corner with 27 seconds to go. I want you to listen to LeBron describe how he made this happen, because he's played against Serge Ibaka for 9 years and knew exactly what Serge was going to do.
I was just reading the defense, knowing Serge's tendencies. Once I turned the corner, I knew he was going to try to track me down and try to make a play at the rim if I went up there. So once I seen him had 2 eyes on me, I knew I could find Kev in that short corner, and that's pretty much money.
Pretty much money. All right, so let's get to all that glass stuff. After the game, acting Cavs coach Larry Drew was very half full, noting that sometimes, quote, there's one game during the regular season that changes your team, and tonight's game might have done that for us.
That looks stressful.
Certainly, the fact that Cleveland was able to beat the East #1 seed without Ty Lue on the bench and with 5 players missing for various reasons, I mean, that seems like a pretty good sign. But then LeBron himself was quick to knock down the whole season-turning thing, noting, quote, we've only got like 11 games left. The season is almost over. As for the Raptors, Kyle Lowry, definitely glass empty. Quote, it was a trash game by us. They shot 60% from the field, a disgraceful display of defense. But also post-game, you could find plenty of half-full Toronto fans, noting that in order to scrape by the Raptors at home, the Cavs needed a historic performance from LeBron, Cleveland needed to shoot 60%, and the Raps were on the second night of a back-to-back. So, lots of different ways to look at it, and we won't know until the playoffs if the half-full folks or the half-empty folks are right here. All I know is it's usually better to be the team that has LeBron James holding the glass.
Ah, wordplay.
There you go.
Well
I don't
written.
know. You're half full.
Yeah, yes, I am half full.
Well, wait till the end of the show. It's an hour-long show. It's going to be a while. Larry Drew did call this deck the turning point. Could be. He said every team has a turning point game. This could be it. Sometimes it doesn't turn the way you want it. Do you buy that, though? Do you think that this is a turning point game?
No, I don't doubt this. I don't doubt it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This is my whole thing. I just never go against LeBron. I never will. History tells you not to go against him. So
you don't even think they needed to be turned?
No, I mean, as long as we have LeBron, he does the unthinkable. He makes everybody better, and when it's time to go, it's time to go. He gets it done, and that's basically what it is with me.
I'd like to compliment you for making that point while Amin was throwing water bottles near your head. What are you?
I was just trying to get out of the way, trying to clear the desk. No, I don't. First of all, I'm like LeBron. The turning points. What's a turning point?
What is that?
I don't believe it. Look, they play the Suns next. If they lose to the Suns, is that a different turning point?
If they lose to the Suns, they have a list of problems that are very long.
If they lose to the Suns, there might be a game that could come back to haunt them. Woo!
That's not this segment.
Okay, well, but my point is, I don't like people declaring. I never believed in that. You declare, oh, this is a turning point.
Right.
Because what does it mean if 2 games later you have a letdown? Because letdowns happen. It's the NBA. 82-game season. You have great games. You have not so great games. LeBron had a great game. The Cavs.
Yeah, great game.
You feel good coming out of that game, but it's not like this is a season-defining victory. No, it's Stuck 1 game out of 82.
But how much is there that mental aspect of the game for players, Stack, that certainly as fans we like to project there is there? We like to project, oh, the Raptors needed to come win this one because they needed the confidence to know they had to beat the Cavs, or the Cavs needed to win this one to know that they're really the team they used to be and they can come fight playoff time. Is any of that true if you're a player?
Nah, it was just, no, that's not true at all. I just think the Cavs played a great game, but Toronto was not ready to play. Their defense was horrible. As we just showed, you should never have a time where the best player in the world is on the court and he dribbles from one end to the other and goes to dunk it, and the whole team is not paying him no attention. Look how easy this is. This should never happen in the game when LeBron's playing. Never. The whole great defensive coach teach you load to the great player, the best player. Everybody should be on that side of the court and make him pass. He should never walk. And like that shows why he had a great game. It makes it look so easy.
The other dunk that we showed from earlier in the game, later in the game, where he's ISO'd against Pirtle, there's no help.
Yeah.
Like, we know who's guarding him. Like, look, Pirtle's done a great job, but come on, guys, it's LeBron James. There's got to be some help there. And then even that three-pointer that Kevin Love hits, is that Ibaka's help, or should it be
a switch at the top?
Switch at the top, and if someone's going to help on the weak side, it's DeRozan, because he's guarding Jeff Green. That guy's guarding Kevin Love.
But you got to remember, they came off the screen with 4 seconds left. You switch that, make LeBron take a tough shot. They made a lot of bad defensive moves at the end of the game.
And that's not consistent with what they've been this year.
No, they've been a top team.
And that goes back to my thing. The Raptors had a bad game.
Well, that's certainly the glass half full Raptors fans saying that. It is interesting, and we'll talk more about the Raptors later in the show, the idea that Dwayne Casey, as we talked about yesterday, said, who says you have to shorten your bench in the playoffs? I'm not going to shorten your bench. Well, one of the reasons people sometimes shorten their bench is bench players don't always make the right decision in crunch time in high-pressure situations, or they don't have the experience to sort of...
I'll say that fourth quarter, he went with the bench for a while. The bench didn't mess that up. The bench was after the lead had been blown, the bench was keeping up with the 1-2 point lead the whole time. And when the starters come, again, that clip, it's DeRozan on the floor, it's Kyle Lowry on the floor, it's Serge Ibaka on the floor.
Absolutely.
That's not the bench that did that.